Hi, welcome to Discovering Marthie's Music. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I put together Stoot Bloody Bus, which means push the bloody bus. It's a production. I wrote most of the music in Oxford, in the United Kingdom. And how it happened is I went to see this one guy that was a music representative or somebody important, and I wanted to see if he could give me an opportunity or a break. I was still very young. I ended up in Oxford because I wanted to pay off my student debt from studying nursing. So I was working in the operating room at the time, and then in Durbanville, South Africa, and then I went for a working visa holiday to London and ended up getting placed in Didcot, Lower Oddington. We looked after Ivy as carers while my friend and I, Martha. And when we ended up being split up to be placed as nurses because there was problems with registering us as nurses, and then I ended up in Oxford. In Oxford there was this guy and he said, "Why are you bringing me a tapes those days? Why are you bringing me a tape with you singing cover songs if you want to be an artist? If you're an artist, you have to bring me your own music." Now the problem at that stage, all my music I wrote was in Afrikaans. So I had to write music very quickly in English, and I ended up writing 8 songs, I think, in 5 days. And I was living in a little student house, and they had a hostel close by. They had a piano, but it was so stuffy. If you've ever been to hostels, you'll know all the pianos are stuffy. It has a particular smell, and that soundproof walls. And I wrote all the music there, and the one day I went punting, and my neighbor that lived upstairs from me, you could hear her move in this student house, said, "There's somebody playing piano and she keeps on playing the same stuff over and over again." That was me. Playing the same stuff over and over again because I was trying to write these songs so that I can go and play to this representative guy. I still don't know what his name is. Forgot it. But yes, I ended up going to show him my music, and it was successful. He really liked it. He wanted to record Jessie, which is one of the songs that he particularly liked. And so I gave him the music. I went back after. He said, "Let's record Jessie. I've got a studio booked. You can come in and do the song." And I said, "Sorry, I can't. I'm leaving tomorrow by airplane." I was so homesick from living in Oxford, working every single day to pay off my debt. It took me 4 months to pay off all my debt. I think I didn't have one day off. Some days I worked double shifts. And I was just so homesick, and I ended up going back to South Africa, and I never had contact with this guy again. But what happened is I finished the production with more songs. I added Afrikaans. I ended it into the Arts Festival for Oudtshoorn. I got in with Stoot Bloody Bus, and that's how the production came to be, and that's why there's a mix of Afrikaans and English. So most of it is about student travel and paying off your debt and discovering yourself in a foreign country. And at that stage I was in and out of a relationship, so it's long distance relationships that's at play. And yes, I still can't play the music on this album because it's very difficult. When I did perform it in Oudtshoorn, I performed it with LZ Garmeshuis and Chrissy Azevedo. LZ played piano and she was brilliant at it, and Chrissy Azevedo did violin and backing vocals. And yes, it was so much fun to do this production. We did a lot of marketing. It was fun, and it was my first exposure of doing a show. And I ended up recording this album with Bram Potgieter, and that's how we met. So this was so long ago. I think I was 24 at the time. And yes, I'll tell you about each song in the next clips.